Hello there, and welcome to our reflections on Tuesday, the 5th of May. Yesterday, the 4th of May, of course, was Star Wars Day, a day celebrated by many Star Wars fans like myself, because it plays on that phrase that gets used, that saying within the Star Wars films franchise, may the Force be with you, of course, at some point became May the 4th be with you. See what they did there? Yeah. It actually hasn't been around for that long in terms of a saying in sort of the main circles or shared within the world. But it does, it can be traced back to 1979 apparently, when on May the 4th, Margaret Thatcher took up her job as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Apparently, one Danish journalist in a broadcast said to Conservative Party members, from what I can gather, may the 4th be with you. Again, playing on that phrase from Star Wars, which of course had only been released, the first film, 2 years earlier at that point. It's only really been observed, it's been used several times since then, the phrase, may the 4th be with you, but it's only really been used by Star Wars fans and celebrated as a particular day for about the last 8 years. Last year when I was on sabbatical, I took the opportunity to watch all 8 of the films in the Star Wars saga that had been released onto DVD at the time, and watched all those in one go. Which was quite something, all on one day. This year I was allowed to watch one of them yesterday evening to celebrate Star Wars Day. But May the 4th be with you, of course, as like I said, is based on the well-known saying from the Star Wars films, may the Force be with you. The Force itself is something that is seen to be part of the faith of the Jedi. The Force is that thing which is around us, as the Jedi Master Yoda once said, it's an energy that surrounds us and binds us. It's a force for hope, that things will get better. It's, as part of its being, it's integral that we care for others. It's appreciative of all creation, and it is based on strength in unity. Seeing similarities there with the Christian faith, of course, yes. And the phrase itself, may the Force be with you, also has obvious links to the times when we say, may the Lord be with you, to which the response is, and also with you. A common phrase or response for many Christians. So that's why may the 4th be with you, or may the Force be with you, has so many connotations really for Christians today. The film I watched last night, the last to be released onto DVD, although not the last in the saga of 9 films. I watched the 8th film, The Last Jedi, which raises questions as to whether the Jedi faith or the Jedi Order has had its day. Again, similarities maybe with some questions that people ask of the Christian faith in some circles. In the case of Star Wars, the Jedi faith has dwindled to seemingly one last Jedi. But we're reminded within the film itself that the Force, that mystical life force, that being which has so many similarities and likenesses to how we see God's creative force in and around us in the world today. That force is, we're reminded, is not a power for the Jedi to wield. It is a faith in a life of body, mind, and soul, which is available to all people. All people. we see that so many times throughout history in the Christian faith, when the force of God, whatever you want to call it, gets hijacked by a few to be part of their cause, whether it be a war or a political process or whatever. But of course it's not. It is very much part of something, part of creation which is for all people, and that God is there for all people. May the force be with you. May the Lord be with you. May the Lord be with you, of course, is a phrase that crops up so many times in the Bible. We can read about it we read it in Ruth chapter 2 verse 4, where we read, "Now behold, Boaz came from Bethlehem and said to the reapers, May the Lord be with you. And they said to him, May the Lord bless you." And then in 1 Samuel, "And David said, The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear, he will deliver me from the hand of the Philistine. And Saul said to David, Go, and may the Lord be with you." In 2 Samuel chapter 14 verse 17, we read again, "And may the Lord your God be with you." And so it crops up again and again. In Amos chapter 5 verse 14, in 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 16, where we read, "The Lord be with you all." In Joshua chapter 1 verse 17. Again in 1 Samuel chapter 20 verse 13. In 2 Chronicles chapter 36 verse 23. And so it goes on through the book of Ezra, 2 Timothy, 1 Kings, and in Exodus. "Then he said to them, Thus may the Lord be with you. If ever I let you and your little ones go, take heed, for evil is in your mind." It is a word of focus. It is a response. It is a greeting. The Lord be with you, and also with you. We use it in our prayers, in our liturgies. It crops up again and again in the Christian faith. It is, to coin a phrase from Star Wars, the energy that surrounds us and binds us. God's creative power, God's creative mystery, God's creative love in and around each one of us. It is hope. It is central to our care for each other, to our appreciation for all creation, and it reminds us that we have strength in unity, and it is something available to all. So, although it is May the 5th, I celebrate with you May the 4th. Let us pray. What if darkness covers us, and the day around turns to night? Darkness is not too dark for God, to whom dark and light are one. You never sleep, God. You are always awake, always watching, always willing the world and its people to turn in the right direction. So this night, will you comfort those who cannot sleep because of illness, or worry, or fear, or for reasons they cannot understand? Be near them. And tonight will you be close to those who wait patiently or impatiently for birth, or a death, or a visit, or for the pieces of life's jigsaw to fit together. Be near them, Lord. And tonight, will you be close to those who wonder, who look for inspiration, who long to be with the one or the ones they love, who hope to recognize the right time when they can say, I'm sorry, or I love you, or even enough is enough. God, be near them. And God, listen to us, as in our prayers we share with you whatever joys or sorrows discoveries or questions we will take with us into the night. God, be near us. So into your hands we commit ourselves, our souls, our bodies, our minds, our futures. For all things come from you and are best kept in your care. Amen. That prayer came from the Iona Abbey service book for night prayer. So, may the force be with you. May the Lord be with you. Amen.